And we decided to cover me in chocolate and start taking photos. Well, that didn't work. Almost all of my art has a personal story to it. I think so many things are art. I have about 400 pieces of art between chairs, which I call sculptures, and hanging art and regular sculptures, and anything that catches your eye can be art. You have to be a creative thinker to do that, so I think anybody can if they let their imagination go. Art should give you inspiration, it should make you think, it should make you happy, and my art comes with a story. This is another one of my favorite pieces. I have so many it's confusing. And this is Birdie. We can't forget about her. I've named her Cracked, and one of the interesting things to me about art is that if an artist gives it a name, you can always rename it by whatever inspiration you have or whatever you see in the art. This piece is by Reggie Baylor, a local artist, and I wanted something that represented my life. So everything in here is a part of my life. I'm a big traveler. I've traveled around the world. I do photography. Here's the camera. I lived in a barn. I worked and owned a manufacturing company with my former husband. I was always creative, and that first started with interior design in my bedroom when I was 12. A designer once said to me, she invited 12 other designers over here to see how I did the interior design work. And I said, I'm really, really nervous because I'm not formally trained. I don't know any of the rules. And she said, that's exactly why I want my designers to come over here, because you don't know there is a box. It just happens to be in this hallway and gives you a choice off of the elevator to go which direction you want. It was never intended for that. It just happened to be one of the poses that I did. My art comes with a story. Some of the personal stories are that I've become friends with the artists. This piece has tons of meaning to me, and it continues to be creative because it did not come with eyeglasses and a red nose in this. I was in France on a buying trip. About noon, I decided to take a stroll through this tiny village. And I looked in the window of this place and I saw some art, and it intrigued me. I opened the door and I walked in, and there was a Frenchman who was very kind to me. And we had a language difference, but we're able to still communicate. I said, well, I'm interested in this piece, but I'm also interested in another sculpture you have, so would you ship both of them? And through our language barrier, he started laughing and he said, yes, but he also added to that, but would you like to go to my gallery first? Apparently I was in his home. I had walked into his home and asked to purchase art that he was privately holding for himself. And he sold it to me and shipped it here. And as a thank you and to, we had such a good afternoon, he sent me an etching of his too. I've had art in my refrigerator for years. And so I have a little piece from China, but other than that, everything's been made by a friend. And one piece I call art is a can that was in my pantry that exploded. And now it's just sitting there in a cold refrigerator. If I go around here, I can get overwhelmed myself because there's so much art. I could think all day long, all the way around this place. Don't think you're going to come here, everybody, and see a lot of valuable art. It's valuable because it's special to me in my heart. And I believe that's another part of art. You should love it. It should come from your heart, whether you're making it or you're purchasing it. It should mean something to you.